So I don't really know the best way to go about cutting this unit right here. I thought about getting a machete out, but we'll just see if we can cut it in half here maybe. Dang, it's dense. What's up, Lazy Dog fam? Hope all y'all are having a fantastic day. It is Friday, August 18th here in South Georgia, and on today's video we need to harvest this big pumpkin jungle behind me. Got a bunch of these little Seminole pumpkins we need to harvest. Going to talk about how you know when these are ready to harvest. Then we've also got those giant butternut squash in here. Need to harvest those and see just how big a giant butternut squash we were able to grow. So here's our Seminole and giant butternut jungle. Still got a few green leaves out here, but it's time, and I'm going to show you in a minute how we know it's time. I've got about a 20-pound bag of millet that's going down right here as soon as we can get these harvested and get this cleaned up. Going to plant a warm season cover crop here, but first we got to get all these pumpkins and butternut squash out. So we'll use these Seminole pumpkins as an example, and I'll show you 4 ways to know when pumpkins are ready to harvest. So number 1 would be color. Now most pumpkins start out green, and then as they mature they'll turn a different color. In the case of these Seminole pumpkins here, they turn this nice tan color when they're mature. Now you're always going to have a few late bloomers in a pumpkin patch, like that one right there that's still green. I usually don't wait on every single fruit out here to turn the right color, because I may lose some of these that matured earlier. So I just wait till the majority of them have turned the right color, and that's when we do a mass harvest. Now the second thing we want to look for is the stem hardening. Now these Seminole pumpkins are small, they don't have a very large stem. I can feel that one there, and it has hardened off. So we'll just take our pruners and come in here, clip it just like that, and we're good to go. And the third sign has to do with the thickness of this skin on the fruits here. You can use the little fingernail scratch test, kind of scratch the outside of it. If nothing comes off, you know it's ready to harvest. Now with these Seminoles, the color is a pretty telltale sign that these are ready. But if you're growing, say, jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, a lot of times those will turn orange, but the skin will still be kind of soft on them. So you want to wait till that skin hardens up before you harvest them. And then the fourth and final sign is the plants will start dying back. Now that's a little harder to tell with these Seminole pumpkin plants. These things are tough as nails, and they'll just keep growing through the heat of summer. We are starting to see a little bit of dieback out there, but you still see a lot of green leaves. Most pumpkin varieties, you'll see some complete dieback, not as much with Seminole or say a Cherokee tan, but I'm seeing enough dieback there to tell me it's time. So we're seeing all the signs we need to see. Now I'm going to take my buggy and just drive it through the middle of this plot, and we'll see how many of those Seminole pumpkins we get. All right. That was some treacherous harvesting, walking and tripping amongst all those pumpkin vines there. But we ended up with 139 of these Seminole pumpkins. I did leave some green ones out there. There were some out there that had rotted. So we didn't technically get every single fruit that was pollinated. I picked everything that was a little bit tan. Some of these may not ever fully ripen, but we can use those for Halloween decorations. But we do have a lot of them in here that are the nice and tan color they're supposed to be. So for that grow out, we only planted one 40-foot row. We put our transplants 2 foot apart along that row. So we only put 20 plants in the ground. Got 140 pumpkins out of it, about an average of 7 pumpkins per plant. So not bad at all. Now I did find quite a few squash bugs and squash bug eggs while I was out there harvesting all those Seminole pumpkins. But the great thing about this variety, because it's acclimated to the south, it's used to all the heavy insect and disease pressure. Although you may have them out there, they don't seem to really bother the plants that much. These things just keep on ticking through the hot weather, through the intense disease pressure, through the intense insect pressure. And you may be wondering, what's a fella going to do with 140 pumpkins? Well, the good thing about these is they store for a very long time. Sometimes you can get these things to store for up to a year. So we'll have them around for a while. We'll make lots of pumpkin pies. We'll use some for fall decorations, probably give some away. Let the kids paint some. We've got plenty to work with here. All right, so now that the Seminoles are done, we need to harvest these giant butternut squash. I did notice while I was harvesting those Seminoles, a few of them had started to deflate and rot. So we might not have as many out there as we thought we had. We may have left them out there a little too long, but I know we've got several good ones out there. So I'm gonna harvest all those, put them underneath this pecan tree, and we'll see what we've got. So we're not gonna set any world records, but we got some pretty decent ones there. I laid them out there, smallest to largest, so that's our biggest one there, and we'll weigh that one in a minute. And just as a reminder, we are having a giant butternut squash growing competition this year to win a free jug of AgriThrive fertilizer. So if you purchase some of these seeds from us back in the spring and you've grown a big one, you can send us a picture of it on the scale so we can see the weight. Send a message to our Facebook page, Instagram page, or you can just send us an email to support@lazydogfarm.com. Now, I will go ahead and tell you, it's probably going to take something over 30 pounds to win this contest. If you've got a smaller one and want to just send us a picture of it, that's fine, but hopefully that lets you know what you're going to need to really win it all. All right, so now let's see how we fared here with our biggest one. I'm going to put it inside this bucket. It'll be easier to weigh that way. Hopefully it stays in there. And looks like we've got 26.4 pounds on our biggest one. So we weren't able to crack 30 pounds, but I know a lot of people are going to have one 30 pounds or more. Now Ryan over at Heavenly Hills Homestead, where we got these seeds, tells me that you can eat these. And I think I've had one or two viewers tell me that they've already tried them and they're pretty good. I've yet to cut one open, but since we got one over here with a little bit of pickle worm damage, I figure we might as well cut it open, see what it looks like on the inside. So I don't really know the best way to go about cutting this unit right here. I thought about getting a machete out, but we'll just see if we can cut it in half here maybe. Dang, it's dense. There we go. Looks like a butternut squash to me. Looks like it'd be pretty dang tasty. So I might try to save some of this and roast it tonight. Take this inside. I can take the half that's not eaten up by pickle worms, and we can enjoy that. And now for this plot going forward, to get this ready to plant a cover crop, I obviously need to get these pumpkin vines out of here. Now, if you've got just a few pumpkin vines, I'd highly recommend pulling them out of the plot, removing them completely. That's good crop sanitation practices, much like we do with our summer squash. But I've got way too many pumpkin vines out here to pull them all by hand. So what I'll do is mow them. I'll start on the back end there, and I'll blow all the debris this way until I hopefully blow it all onto the grass. So I'll get as much of that debris out of there as possible. We'll pull up our drip tape, we'll cultivate it, and then we'll be ready to plant a cover crop. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. Don't forget to send us pictures of your giant butternut squash if you grew a big one. Don't forget to check out our affiliate links and coupon codes in the description below, and also go check out our website, lazydogfarm.com. And if you want to see another nice pumpkin harvest, one from last year, check out this video right here where we grew out a big plot of polar bear pumpkins and grew some monsters. So check that out, and we'll see you next time right here at Lazy Dog Farm.